And welcome into Tennessee Tuesday here on a Tuesday evening. The date is December the 2nd. I'm John Blankenship, your host, along with my co-host, Jason Boshears, this evening. Jason, good evening. Hope you've had a blessed Thanksgiving and y'all good and passed the turkey stage and had a good time.
Oh, yes. What about y'all?
Man, we had a blessed Thanksgiving, just a small get-together with Casey's side of the family. They came down to our house and had a good little time here together and small meal and ate and enjoyed it, relaxed, took a nap. And then I think we all fell asleep on the couch after the turkey and dressing and all the good stuff. But so much to be thankful for and grateful for.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, had to, my side of the family, Linda's side of the family went great on both sides. It was good to see some of them again. And I'm going to just go and tell you, some of them I haven't seen since Christmas, Thanksgiving last year. And so it was good to see them and visit with some of them again. And, you know, my mama was there, which is, 86 years old, and my mama there. You just can't beat that. That makes it happy.
Yeah, enjoy those times, Jason. Of course, I know your dad is gone. My mom and dad are gone. So it's a special time of the year. It's a different time. First Thanksgiving without mom here with us, and it's been going to be 4 years without dad.
Yeah.
Hard to believe how time flies, but God has still been good to us, and we're so grateful for his many blessings that he's provided. And Jason, look, we got a lot of folks joining us this evening, and we're going to go through some of those comments here in just a moment. But I want to say, of course, our disclaimer this evening. Jason, you have it scrolling for us. Tell us about it.
Okay. Now, this our disclaimer: the views and opinions that are expressed on this show, they're not the views and opinions of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, the General Executive Council, any camp, any brigade, any division, any subsidiary. They're only the opinions of the person that is expressing them. So we're going to play that throughout the show a few times, because everybody is entitled to their opinion, but it's only the person that is expressing them. So there you go. And then while we're at it, I want to take the time and thank our Patreon members.
Absolutely.
You can support SCV Chat by joining in on Patreon. They have several different levels for you to be able to join. If you join regular SCV Chat, you've heard Harrison Dawes, the Moose, say, hey, I'm just a poor broke college kid. He's been saying that for 5 years now. And so they started the Moose level. That's $2.50. he was not. He didn't have any say so in the naming of that level. That was just cast upon
Mhm.
it. The $10 a month Patreon level, and then there's the $30 a month Patreon level. At the $30 level, you start to receive merchandise. And I had my come in because I've been doing the.
I was going to ask you, has it made it in?
Yes, it
Where'd
did
you
come
get?
in. It wasn't. I'll find it while we're talking, and I'll show it to everybody.
Yeah.
It was. I was hoping it wasn't a T-shirt. Wasn't this? Although I had to put this on because it's cold here in southern Middle Tennessee.
Well, Jason, we got
it's
our first
31
comment here.
degrees.
You're looking more and more like Santa by the week. I was going to say, it looks like you've got a turtleneck on almost there.
Yeah, a hoodie. This is one of those SCV hoodies that I got from the store because I tell you, it's cold here in this old house at 31 degrees outside.
Man, we're both in old houses. We know how that is. I always dread this time of year because those floors, especially, you got those old wood floors, Jason. They're going to be cold.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So it's but we got the $30 level, and I'll show that to y'all later. Then there's the $80 level.
Yeah.
And Chris Cummins, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about him because we're going to have a commercial break that's going to be coming up, and that is going to be sponsored by SCV Chat and Chris Cummins. Chris Cummins and John, I think. Not that you've been there, but you know the gentleman. I know that I do because he was.
Yeah, I know Dr. Cummings. He was in Jackson for a while practicing, and got to meet him several years ago when he was in Jackson, just down the road from me, and had lunch with him a few times. Dr. Cummings is a great guy, a great doctor.
Yes. Oh, yes. I like working with him. I tell you, he was very good on the committee, but tell you what we'll do. We'll catch up, give everybody time to come on because we're going to talk with Derek Glover. Thank you for showing in. Showing up, we got Derek coming in from Jamestown. We have Wilford. Thank you for coming in from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And a good friend of mine, Mr. Kim Hoffecker. It was great seeing him a couple of weekends ago down in Jacksonville. Camp 1209. They rededicated the Florida Confederate Soldiers Monument that was taken down in the middle of the night. They were able to put it back up, and Kim Hoffecker was part of that. And Kim Hoffecker, he's our chaplain. When we had our chaplains conference, he came up and was part of that as well. So Kim, thank you for joining us. Okay, let's see who we got next. We got Linda Hudson. Thank you, Linda, for joining in. Let's see, we might have Roy. Yeah, I see Roy.
Yeah, I think he's joined us as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have the Hudsons have joined us, and we have Charles LeRae. Appreciate Charles coming in. And let's see, and I'm looking more and more like Santa by the week from your freezing wildcat neighbors. Yes. I'm sure y'all are as cold as we are. From what I hear, y'all have had some sleet, snow, and everything
that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, Todd, how warm is it out there in California? Because right now, it's 31 degrees here in southern Middle Tennessee. So how is it out there in California? Okay. Floyd Harvey. Hey, Mr. Harvey, thank you for checking in with the Keller Camp out of Hot Springs. Great national reunion a couple of years ago. Yep. It's 22 degrees. 22 degrees, Kyle. Appreciate you jumping in there and telling us how cold it is. Let's see. I see Ryan Rogers has joined us from the DeKalb Rifles. Appreciate you, Ryan, coming in. I've seen him a few events around over this year, and I'm starting to look back because now that time of year, you start to think about everything that's happened over the last year. And I've seen Ryan at a few events, and man, I'm happy about Jim and his promotion. Do you want to say a word about that while we're here?
Yeah, we want to talk about that. Jim has recently been appointed this week as our new Tennessee Division chaplain. And we'll kind of talk about that. Welcome Jim in officially to our Division Executive Council. And Jason, he's going to do a fantastic job leading us on the spiritual side. And I've been thinking about that, praying about that for a while. And then everything worked out as Tom Wood has now moved into being appointed to the McLemore Brigade commander, as Mr. Bruce Gibson has resigned from that position and stepped down after many years. So Tom has moved into that position, and it worked out perfect that Jim could come in as division chaplain. So a great bunch of folks we've got in the Tennessee division, and they're going to do a great job in those positions. leading our organization into the years to come. So welcome into them and thank them for taking on those roles. And anyone that wants to lead in the division, lead in your camp, lead in our organization, we appreciate folks stepping up to those positions. It takes us all working together to make it all work, to make it all possible.
And you're very right about that. It does take all of us working in. When somebody comes in and you think, well, there's a position and all they do is take the position and don't do the job, that just throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing. You know, somebody steps up into one of these positions, they need to do the job. And I know everybody likes to talk about camp commanders, and camp commanders are so important. Camp adjutants are so important because camp adjutant, they're taking care of the business side of it. But I tell you, camp chaplains, I ran into an instance, and this was when I was lieutenant commander in chief. I was visiting with the camp, and the camp had gone into odds. And the reason why they had started colliding was a personality conflict, because you had two men, they were both Class A personalities. They were both men who were used to running their own companies. They were used to doing things their way. And then you had this conflict. And I'm thinking, man, this camp's going to end up splitting. But they had a chaplain. And a chaplain stepped in, and he talked to each man separate, and then he talked to both men together. And that is a great camp that is still together, that is still out there working. And he found the way for them to work together, and he did it. You know, he was a good counselor and a very good Christian man. And, you know, it's all of a sudden you have these two men. I went to one of their division reunions after this, and they put their arm around each other and were praying together.
That's good to see.
He brought those two men together through Christ and through Christian love, and it was amazing to see. So chaplains, please understand, chaplains can do very good work. They can do more than just standing up and giving a benediction or an opening prayer. You know, they can bring, because you're going to have conflicts in camps. Because if you have 20 different people, you're going to have 20 different opinions. Okay?
That's true.
You're going to have 20 different personalities. But if you get the kind that like to clash, the chaplains have stepped up and they have done it. And so, Jim, I want to thank you for stepping up. Tom Wood for doing that for a number of years. Tom's just as solid as the day is long.
Absolutely.
And Kyle Thompson's coming back in saying, yep, freezing rain and snow yesterday. Great weather for preschool bus routes. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Wow, tough.
Yeah, that's rough. And Todd from California coming in, 46 degrees out there.
Pretty cool from California.
Yes. And here he is himself, Mr. Steve Reed. Great to see you, Steve. Think about you all the time when I'm going through those videos right now, and I see you. Can't help but see with that long black beard.
That's it.
Hey, let's see what Derek say. Hey, piled up on the milk and bread here at Walmart, having milk sandwiches. Charles LeRae, thank you for congratulating Jim and Tom on that. That is great that both men, we have good men here in the Tennessee division that are willing to step up and do that. And Kyle Thompson agrees with you, Derek Glover, that milk sandwiches are fantastic. All of you on the East Coast doing a fantastic job. Thank you for your dedication. Appreciate you, Todd. Appreciate your dedication.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out there in California, because you are behind enemy lines and y'all have done tremendous things. Yes, and we're encouraged by you, Jim. So thank you.
Lots of folks on with us tonight, Jason. We've got a big show tonight planned. Again, we thank all those that are watching and commenting on our different platforms. Again, there's some ways you can learn more about us, Jason. Of course, we've got a Facebook group, a Facebook page for Tennessee Tuesday. Of course, on SCB Chat, you'll learn more about us as well. SCBchat.com, where you can learn about the whole network and all the programs that you hear on SCB Chat. So we thank, of course, Connor and Harrison for allowing us to be a part of the network that they have built for over 5 years now, is continuing to grow. And we're excited to be a part of it here in Tennessee Tuesday for this show each Tuesday. I'm going to go a couple of programming notes before we get our guest on with us tonight, Jason. We do want to mention shows coming up. We will have one on December the 9th and also on December the 16th before we take a little break for the holidays. We'll get through Christmas holiday, and then after the first of the year, we'll come back and have our next show, I believe, which is going to be on January the 6th. So we'll have a little break towards the end of December and get us through the holidays. We'll play some of the old shows. And again, season one, just about time to wrap up. And man, it's been a good season. We've had some great guests, and I know we've got many more of those lined up, and two guys that are joining us tonight, of course. We've got the whole crew together, the command staff of the Tennessee Division. Our Lieutenant Commander, Mr. Rich Garcia, is with us, and also our second Lieutenant Commander, Sean Hill, joins as well tonight. And gentlemen, Rich, Sean, good to have you here with us tonight.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, guys. Hope everybody's well.
Yeah, did y'all have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we did. My daughters came up from McMinnville and Lebanon up to here to Gainesboro, and my other daughter was in the snow in St. Louis. But we had a nice little Thanksgiving. Just my mom's passed away, and my dad's in the West Coast, and the rest of my family is up in Texas. So it was just us 3 and 4, me and Timothy, and our first grandson, or excuse me, my granddaughter. That was it.
So y'all had a good time.
Oh yeah, we had a really good time.
How old is your granddaughter?
2.
Oh, she's still. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is it the terrible 2s yet? Has that taken?
Kind of, but it's going away. It's going away. She likes going outside, so I take her outside. We walk around a little farm to get her tired.
Well, yeah, I know you're a Pratt. What's she calling you? She calling you Grandpa? What's she calling you?
Calls me Poppy.
Okay, well there you go. So I know you're excited about that, enjoying those times. And And Sean, of course, is over there in Middle Tennessee as well. Sean, what's been happening Thanksgiving around your house? I know Mandy makes some great banana pudding, so I'm sure you've had some of that, right?
Yeah, we went to Mobile for the weekend to see her mom and her sister and her sister's sons and their children. So we came back Saturday night during the Iron Bowl where it wouldn't be much traffic.
Uh-oh.
Iron Bowl.
Well, sounds like y'all had a good time as well, and it's been a good Thanksgiving for all of us. And again, glad to have y'all here with us tonight. We're going to talk about all stuff Tennessee Division. We're going to try to keep it to about an hour tonight. We may go a little long because I know we've got, with 4 of us talking and so many things going on, it's going to be just a packed show this evening. And I want to give each one of you a chance before we take our first break here to kind of tell me a little bit about, for folks that may be listening and not knowing what your roles are in the Tennessee Division. I want y'all to tell a little bit about that. Then we're going to come back after a break and talk more about different activities coming up. So, Rich, I'm going to kind of lead off with you as Lieutenant Commander of the division. Tell the folks watching that may not know you briefly, again, who you are and kind of what your role is in the division.
Well, I'm Rich Garcia, or Richard Luna, but I joined SCV in 2018 and under Tom Wood at the Robert H. Hatton Camp in Lebanon. Then we moved up here to Gainesboro. The camp was struggling, and I was made commander the first day, pretty much. And we've been growing pretty good. We have a really good small little camp, about 17 guys. But my role is, I'm John's kind of backup in case he needs me for anything. But I wear a lot of hats. I like to recruit. I like to engage people. I'm really proud of my Confederate ancestry, and I want to see the division succeed. Pretty much, to me, at all costs. To me, it's all costs. There's no option. I'm getting a little bit older. I'm just turned 65, and in my lifetime, I want the division to succeed and to be the best division in the Confederation. So it takes everyone to do that. But to me, I take this a little bit more personal. I am not from Tennessee. Everybody in Tennessee pretty much has a Confederate ancestor in Tennessee. Exclude Sean, but I feel I have yes, Alabama, Sean. No, North Carolina.
Both.
But I feel I have to step up and show everyone who I am, and show everyone that my heart is to the division and to the SCV. So I like to recruit. So I was made I forgot the membership chairman, and we had a committee and we wrote some things up. We have a little pamphlet for the division, and I primarily, I like I said earlier, I like to go recruit different places. We have a good relationship in Chattanooga. We have a really excellent relationship going on at the Civil War show. So we get a lot of response, and I just kind of want to build up the our visibility in the division and try to get guys fired up. I encourage you guys to jump in with us, when we do these recruitments. And I like to go help camps. Hey, a lot of times they ask me, can you come to help us? We have our project or event going on, and if you come, it'll free our camp up to do what we have to do. I'm fine. That's fine. But it's fun. I like to see this Tennessee. I usually travel anywhere in Tennessee if they need help, and if they call me, I'll set them up. And John and Sean's been real proactive with me, and they're on board with this. And I think we're doing really good. I mean, we have some humps with retention, but I guess every other camps have their humps as well. Try to get our act together. We can't lose members. We got to grow. But the camps I visit, I see really homegrown camaraderie. Everybody's from all over. I've been to East, West, in the middle. Everybody has a different outlook. Everybody has a different background. I mean, but I can still see it in their eyes. I can feel it. We just got to tap in to get them to expand and to keep this momentum going. That's how I see it. We got to keep this momentum going. And sometimes it takes traveling. You know,
that's true.
It takes time to go away from home.
And good work you're doing, going out to many different events. And one we're going to talk about will be at, I think at least all the three of us will be there.
Yes.
I don't know if Jason's going to get to make it over with us, but we're going to be in Franklin. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
And I see a comment that we had here, and I see Jason's responded, and a couple of others have. We've got a gentleman that's interested in learning more about the SCV there. Of course, scv.org is a place to go. You can get all the details, or one of us can message back and forth, and we'd be happy to teach you about, help you find out about your ancestors and get you into a camp that's closest to you. And again, thank you, Mr. Sneed, for watching with us tonight. And we'd love to have you be able to join us in the future. So we'll get you more information again. So, Sean, let's talk a little bit about you. You're a second lieutenant commander of the division, another hard worker we've got in our organization. Nothing holds Sean Hill back. And I wish I had half the energy him and Rich have. They are go-getters and do a great work. Sean, tell me a little bit about you, where you reside, and kind of what your role is in the division.
Well, I've been in the SCV since 2012. I've served in a bunch of different roles at camp and division level. Worked with the Forest Home a lot. Worked with the Sam Davis Home a lot. My role in the division is to support you and Rich, and I'm also the monuments guy. I try to keep track of all that. And I've done everything in the division, from holding a flag at a memorial service to playing taps.
Man, you're great at that. I mean, you're one of the best I've ever heard play that, Sean.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is a recording from Arlington.
I didn't know if you were going to let your secret out or not, how you make that so well and perfect every time.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell anybody. That's a recording from Arlington. And I'm just the guy that bought the bugle. So, but like doing that. I've done everything, got down on the ground and clean headstones.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes. Y'all know that. And I want to thank Jason and Wes. They were two of my earlier teachers in the SCV, and I thank them for dragging me along.
Yeah, I mean, Wes, man, he's one of those. Man, he's a worker now. And he's another one. Nothing slows him down. He's at everything, and he's a worker.
Well, he's family to me and my wife, so
And I think, I don't know if he holds a record, Sean, but I think he has more family members that's in the SCV than anybody else I know.
Yeah, that's true. Tom Wood made the comment to me probably close to 10 years ago when I first took over as camp commander. He said, you got more pull-ins on your roster than I've ever seen.
and Wes drives a pretty Corvette.
Oh, yeah, he bought that Corvette when he retired.
And if y'all, we know Wes well, and there's probably others watching tonight that do. Seeing Wes in a Corvette the first time I saw that, I'm like, that's something interesting.
Jason can probably tell you, too. He's been talking about wanting one I've known him since 2011, 2012. And he's been talking about wanting one. So when he retired, I said, man, you need to go buy you one. So, you know.
Well, he's a ladies' man now. I don't
Hold
know.
on one second.
Sean, can he watch this? I don't know if he can watch this. We're picking at him here, and he may not even know we're talking about him.
He don't.
But we're going to play the disclaimer after that comment.
No, he's a good guy. Again, we're just having a little fun tonight. Of course, as Jason shares our disclaimer, remember all the things we talk about tonight are solely our opinions. Having a good time. We've got some great members, great organization.
Yes.
And as we said, it is a camaraderie. It's a group, a band of brothers. Just like our Confederate ancestors were, we're the same still today because that same blood runs through our veins, gentlemen.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, let's do this, guys. Let's take our first break. We're here at the bottom of the hour. We'll do this. We'll play a couple of commercials we've got. Again, thanks to our Patreon sponsors tonight, Dr. Chris Cummings as well, sponsoring the program and SCV Chat. We do appreciate all of them that have teamed up with. Jason, you want to mention again how they can become a Patreon sponsor and supporter?
Yes, you can go to Patreon, Patreon. You see it scrolling across the bottom. Go to patreon.com/SCV Chat. And you can also follow that link by going to scvchat.com, and it'll lead you onto the Patreon. And from there, you just sign up. You can give at different levels. And all of that goes a long way toward helping keeping the show going. I mean, it's you heard us talk on here, $1,000 a year just to be able to use StreamYard. And that's even at the different levels. And the 1,000 is kind of the middle of the road. It's not even the top of the line. There's other things that, that you could do with StreamYard if we, if we were to pay that extra pieces. But $1,000 a month, all of that does help. So it does help to buy equipment. It helps to go on the road. It helps to do all of these things that we all do because it's all of us have spent our own money buying laptops, cameras. I've got a new camera here. I've got a new microphone here. All that come out of my pocket. And that's the way it is with John. All of that come out of his pocket. So when this was all first starting 5 years ago, everything was out of the pocket. At that time, I just become a lieutenant commander in chief, and I gave them a little bit of a stipend to go ahead and get started on the we were using a different product back then other than StreamYard. But just to get started. And but it's the Patreon deals make it all possible. And everybody who's done that, we thank you for it because it makes doing the shows possible. Because it does cost to do the shows.
Absolutely. And Jason, of course, you can do it on a monthly level there as well, or you can do it as an annual gift and do it one time and take care of it all at one time there.
Yes.
Easy to do. Again, scvchat.com. You can find out all the details of how to become a sponsor here of the different programs on SCV Chat. So, gentlemen, let's go ahead and take this break. We'll come back and we'll be talking more about different activities in the Tennessee Division on Tennessee Tuesday.
When my mother was in college, she danced with Confederate veterans. To me, it wasn't that far away. My father knew this. When my mother was in college, she danced with Confederate veterans. To me, it wasn't that far away. My father knew this. My mother knew this. Almost 50 years ago, I joined the Sons of Confederate Veterans. In those days, we weren't concerned about saving monuments or any of those things. That wasn't necessary. In fact, none of us had any remote idea that it would ever come up. We can't just sit there and react. We have to be proactive. Or, as Robert E. Lee said, the best way to disrupt your enemy's plans is to strike first. Everyone should do all in his power to collect and disseminate the truth, in the hope that it may find a place in history and descend to posterity. History is not the relation of campaigns and battles and generals or other individuals, but that which shows the principles for which the South contended and which justified her struggle for those principles. If you're looking for some place to be where you think you're going to accomplish something to save our history, go to the Sons of Confederate Veterans. I'm Thomas Lee Jesse. I'm a descendant of Private Daughtery Gilmer, a Confederate veteran.
Relics, artifacts, memorabilia. Make plans now to attend the Franklin Civil War Show, December 6th and 7th at the Williamson County Ag Expo Park. Hours 9 till 5 Saturday, 9 till 3 Sunday. Admission just $12. See you there.
And welcome back into Tennessee Tuesday on SCB Chat. Again, it's Tuesday, December the 2nd. We hope you're having a fantastic day today. Been cold across Tennessee as we've seen a cold front move through Jason, West Tennessee last night. We were expecting some sleet and ice and maybe even some snow. That didn't really kind of come to pass. That moved on up into Kentucky and maybe some folks north of Nashville, I think, and up the Clarksville area may have seen a little bit more than we did. But it's getting cold. It's wintertime, and before we know it, Christmas will be here. And also, of course, this time of year, when December starts every year, we know the big event in Franklin, the Civil War Show you just heard about, is coming up this weekend. And gentlemen, let's kind of jump into that conversation about the recruiting booth that we'll have at this event this year. Of course, we were there last year. A great time. And Rich, I'm going to kind of let you lead off here. Let's talk a little bit about the event coming up, what you've got planned for this weekend.
Well, I'll probably be up there Friday, set up. And then we go live Saturday morning. We have a good booth. We have some good materials that we pass out. We try to be visible and try to engage with people. I keep a diary with the contacts we made, with the people we talked to, try to get some email addresses, phone numbers. But pretty much we recruit for everybody in Tennessee and for national SCV. I have a list of contacts. So if somebody from out of state talks to us, I can refer them to a person from out of state. So we got national covered and our division. There's our table there. We have various pamphlets and some upright stands of activities that our division does. A lot of people ask, so what do you guys do? I go, well, we talk about the charge. We talk about our mission. We talk about history about Tennessee. And we always have somebody tells us a story about their ancestor. So I just like to get everybody to listen to them. Let them express their feelings because they probably can't talk about it, their ancestor, anywhere else in public. Maybe or maybe not. But I give them a chance to speak, and I, engage with them, ask questions, and I try to get close to the people so they can share more and share more. Because you got to think, this father or man or older man has a family, has kids. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 or 3 guys they could pick up, in a family plan. We give some trinkets away, and I always give a recruiting coin to the young kids. I ask the parents, can I give this to them? Because yes. And they adore it. They're all excited. And then the family or the adult usually is very appreciative that we gave them this coin. So try to make everybody feel comfortable. And I like to have everybody that's with us, everybody has a different style to engage. And everybody in our division does pretty good. I mean, all of us have our own way we're there. But the main thing, all of us makes the visitors feel very comfortable. Very comfortable. And that's what
Rich, we want to be able to connect with them on that personal level, that we're not some guys sitting here trying to sell you something behind the table, but Correct. We want to get to know you. We want you a part of us as well, to what we're all about. It's honoring our Confederate ancestors.
Correct. Yeah. And like I said, some guys complain about we're not doing enough for the SCV, and I still listen. And, I kind of say yes, we have some issues, in the country, but in the long run, the SCV has been standing here for over 100 years. So we're doing something right. Yes, we're losing some members due to age, but we've been here for over 100 years. We're doing something right. It worked for us in Chattanooga. I was talking to a guy and he listened and he came by. I was talking, I think Derek Glover was with me. And, I kind of mentioned, I told Derek, this guy's coming back and forth.
Yeah.
So he finally comes back, 3rd time, 4th time. And he goes, if I bring something to you, can you give it to the museum? Because my son's going to sell everything when I pass.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's fine. he just was talking. I was like, he's not going to come back. Then the next day he was there, and he brought me a flag from the Chattanooga reunion, the first one there, and he brought the first Chattanooga UCV reunion, and he brought me a pamphlet. I think was from the first UCV reunion, and he goes, "This is yours. Please forward it on to Adam Southern." And I made sure Adam got it, and he goes, and when he gave it up to me, he goes, "Please forward it on." He was reminding me weekly until I was up there because he wanted to make sure. So when I finally went up there to the museum and gave it to Eric and I contacted him, he was really happy. He's really happy. So you never know what's going to happen. I grabbed that, and we're lucky we got that. And
yeah, absolutely.
He had documentation with it. So you never know, but you got to treat these people with respect and engage, like John said, and be friendly and listen, and it
because
works.
we're not there as know-it-alls.
Correct.
We all have our skills and our areas we work best in and areas of the war we know the best, but there's something to learn from everybody that comes up to the table just because they're not a member. I know last year I met a gentleman that was from Jackson. He's a local attorney and was up there buying some things and found out he was a big collector and has a couple of original flags. So you learn something new every day from somebody.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I met a minister at the Paris, the Battle of Paris event. The camp asked me to come because they were busy with their living histories things. And a young guy comes up, Asian man and his wife. And he told me that he visits the camp and he supports the Confederacy. And I go, anybody do your genealogy? He goes, well, I don't have an ancestor. My dad's Japanese. My great grandfather was Japanese, and my mother was, I guess, a missionary in Japan, and they got married. And so I talked to him, and I go, "Can we contact you later?" Because David Daniels, the national genealogist, he's our camp member. He's he's excellent. He's one of the best guys. So I sent it up to Dave, and he goes, "I'll work on this." Dave gets really excited when he has a challenge. That's his game. So he comes back. I got him one. I got him an ancestor.
Wow. Yeah.
So he sent me the documents. I forwarded them on, and hopefully he joined their camp. But he was really excited. He couldn't believe it that he had a Confederate ancestor. And he's a really good guy. He's a minister. I think Lutheran faith. And hopefully we pick him up, or we already have picked him up. I'm not sure, but you never know who you're going to pick up. We have a lot of Confederate magazines. Every time I go to Elm Springs, I get a case. Eric Prevedi goes, "You only can have 2." Well, I need some more. And he goes, 2 mixed from various cases. So that's no big deal because every time I visit Elm Springs, I get a case. So by the time I go up here to the Civil War show, I got about 10, 12 cases already accumulated throughout the year,
And that's good because these will go out. That's going to be a busy event. There's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah. So I have a whole bunch, and I just keep building them up. I have my own little inventory of things, and I grab what I can get, and everybody brings something. I know John brought something. Sean brings stuff. So we're good. We worked really good together. We work really good together. And this event at Franklin, it's a blast.
And you can see that picture there of that arena. Of course, it is. Oh yeah. Packed. It's a huge, and then they're around the top, the mezzanine floor as well. Yes. It's big. It's
like a museum where you could pick up stuff and touch it, and engage with the guys. There's guns, and guns. If you like guns, you like medals. There's medals. There's everything possible there. It's just fun. And
you can spend a small fortune or a large fortune if you're not careful.
Yes. It's really fun if you've ever been there. And we're glad we're part of it. It's a big, high-profile event for us. People come up a lot. I keep a diary.
It's the largest one, I think, in the South still of Civil War shows. I know they promote it that way, and the ones I've been to, it's large.
Yeah, if you guys recruit, keep a diary and log in everybody in there. That way it gives you an idea who comes and goes, and you can get an idea of, what your game plan for next year. It just comes in handy. And at the very end, it's it helps when I usually submit a
Mhm.
report, and it helps everybody get understanding. Because some guys will think you just went there, got to let the division pay your entry fee to have fun. So what work did you do? Well, your diary speaks for itself. You
I mean, you're
engage.
working. I mean, it is work. I mean, you're there. There's a lot of people come by and you're talking to them. And Rich, I like what you do because people have asked, are you just recruiting for the division or your camp alone? We're recruiting. Really, our focus is SCB as a whole, but mainly if we're in Tennessee, you see mostly Tennesseans. But if that person's near Memphis, we want to get them in a camp near Memphis.
Yes, sure. In the camp. In the camp somewhere. You know, if it's Tennessee, it's good. If it's outside of Tennessee, it's even better. You know, we'll help our brothers in other states, because I'm sure they'll help us out as well. Sometimes some of the guys think you're just recruiting for your camp because you have a small camp. I go, so I'm thinking, So I'm going to grab a guy from Memphis.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to ask him to join our camp only, which is 6 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go, what kind of rationale thinking you have? You know, if I'm going to join a Tennessee camp, I'm not going to go 6 hours to join a camp.
No, you want to be somewhere close that you can go to.
Yeah, it's the first closest one, because you want to be part of this. You know, our camp does have some out of state guys. My father is a life member. He lives in California, and we have a guy from Massachusetts that saw us recruiting. And we gave him the option, do you want to go Tennessee camp, national? And he goes, well, what camp are you in? I go, Gainesboro. And he goes, okay, we'll go there. So what we did was at our camp, when we only have one out-of-state guy, including my dad, we're Zoom capable of doing our meetings. So we did with a guy, we had a Zoom meeting with a guy from Mississippi, and that opened a lot of doors. So our camp has a Zoom account, and we Zoomed it, and everybody was happy. The speaker was happy. He didn't have to leave his home, and it worked out well for us. So again, that's just another thing, try to get some, if you guys are tech savvy, try to get a Zoom account. That way you can Zoom meetings. I did a Zoom program for a camp in Nashville, a couple of months back, and they Zoom all their meetings, because I don't think the Nashville camp doesn't have a meeting location. Yeah, so they Zoom all of their meetings.
But they're still trying to be active, still using technology that's available to continue to meet. And
so it's working for them, and it worked for us. So that's another idea. So I even tell guys I meet, if you want to hit up a camp, or if you want to see an example, email me, and I'll Zoom you, and that way you can get an idea what's going on, and you can decide where to go. But I recommend everybody go to your home camp.
Absolutely. Well, good work you're doing, Rich. Of course, Sean's going to be there with us as well. We'll both be there. And I think Derek Glover's coming down. David Daniels. Who else is coming? Do you know? It'll be there.
David Daniels.
Gene Andrews will be around.
There's some guys that said they're going to try to show up and walk in with. Plus, we have Gene sitting at our table. He'll be there. He's always there. So. And
with Gene, we may not have to do any work. Gene's a hard worker.
Yes.
We may just kind of have to watch him, learn from Gene.
Yes, it is. Gene's really good.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's really a homespun person, and he will tell you some good stories. I mean, he's good. He's a little bit. He's 100% old school, but he's good.
I see Tom there. It says he spent way too much money at that show over the years. So if he's tired of buying things for himself, Tom, we can talk. I collect as well. But there is some great things at that show. And again, it's good for the SCTV to be there. That's our audience. That's our prime audience that we want to reach. If you're there and you have interest in the war between the states, that's the perfect place to be.
Yeah, we have some guys,
I think Rich dropped off a minute. We'll see if he reconnects there to us. His video may have dropped off on us, guys. But let's continue our talk, and as he comes back on, we'll pop him back in. But let's talk about this. Jason, I believe you were there on this past weekend in Franklin.
Unfortunately, I did not get to go.
Were you not there this weekend? Okay.
No,
my apologies.
It was one of those things I was planning on going until some stuff happened on Sunday morning, and was Saturday night, Sunday morning. I didn't get a chance to make it. It was also I wasn't able to, but yes, those pictures they come from one of my camp members.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That I knew you uploaded them, so they
Yes.
came from your way.
Yes, sir. Will Pogue, who is the newly elected camp member for Sam Watkins Camp 29, he was there. And these are some of the pictures that were taken by him. They were also taken by the Hatton Camp. Chuck Roydhouse sent me some of these from the Hatton Camp. And the guy that you saw back at that first picture that was running off to the side, that's Scott Sally.
Yes,
Scott.
Yeah, Scott's high speed and low drag, that's for sure. But I think that, of course, that's James Turner, the man himself. But if you'll go back to the previous picture, I think that's a very good picture of Rich and David Daniels with their respective spouses. I think that's awesome that they were there. And to see David Daniels dressed as that, most of the time you see David and he is in period clothes, but
he's usually all in black.
It's the gentleman's clothes from that time. But I think the day before he had been to a Champ Ferguson. We've advertised it over here, and I think he played Champ. Did he not?
Yes, he did. He played Champ, and his wife played Champ's wife. And Dave did an excellent dramatization of Champ's final minutes before he was hung.
Okay.
A little skit. And
let's see. Do we have some pictures of that? We may have some.
It was
pictures.
really moving. I mean,
Yes.
I was thinking, man, that would be a good program just to do the final hours or the final hour of Champ. Dave was able to pull up or purchase original Harper's Weekly magazines that showed Champ's final moments and comments and remarks by the people that were there. He gave those, I think, to the camp, the Champ Ferguson camp. But he was prepared. He wrote this up, and the dialogue was great, and he did a good job. And he's a descendant of Champ Ferguson.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yes.
So something interesting, gentlemen. If you guys are eBayers like me, there is an original CDV up there right now of Champ Ferguson. If you search Tennessee Confederate on eBay for someone that may be interested in that, it's a little pricey, but there is an original CDV up there right now.
Wow.
So if someone's looking for something like that, there's a pretty neat thing there.
Yes.
Let's see, I've got some more photographs. I believe this is also Rich from.
Yeah, that's at the memorial. I think. Yeah, that's at the memorial service. That's our camp.
That's
Don Hematoller and Dave, Sergeant of Arms Don Hematoller, and Dave's first lieutenant and us. We had a wreath for our camp place there. My wife, UDC member, and Lydia and Don's wife placed Aunt Polly's wreath at the event. And
then there's
Mike Dunn, excellent rendition on a violin. Chuck, Dave, and Clark Matthews, I think from the Birdstown camp.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the Champ, the France Cemetery. And that's the marker in the back.
Let's see, there's a
There's a Confederate flag cake. It was gone. There was about 86 people were there.
Wow, a good turnout.
We had about 20 guys in the honor guard with 3 cannons. All SCV men owned cannons. The Dunn family had a cannon. Mr. Loftus from the Livingston camp was there with this cannon, and Bill Hurd had his Williams gun there. So we had 3 guns, all Highland Brigade guns.
Well, we'll go ahead and mention there while we've got a picture of Mike Dunn up. Mike is going to be our guest coming up on December the 16th here on Tennessee Tuesday. Yeah. So that'll be a good program as well. He's going to be traveling, so I don't know if I can get him to pull out his fiddle violin there. And
have you ever heard his program on religion in the Confederate Army?
I have not heard it.
It's really good. He came and did it last year at our camp. If you guys are for the Tennessee guys, I think if you try to grab them to to hear this program, it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. So a good time looks like was held there. We've got a little feedback, so somebody's got a video playing. Do y'all hear that?
No, I don't have my phone.
Let's see.
As far as I know, I don't, but I'm deaf as can be. So
yeah, so we'll go on. We'll see what's happening. Had a little feedback there for a moment.
All
All right, gentlemen. Looks like we've had a good show so far. It's about 10 minutes till 8. We want to take one more break here, guys. We'll come back and we need to talk about some other events and activities that are coming up around the division that have been sent in to us. We have several things that have been given to us and we want to promote those. We'll do that right after this break if you'll stay with us.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost, stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
And welcome back into Tennessee Tuesday. It's December the 2nd. I'm John Blankenship, your host, along with my co-host, Jason Boshears, and also Lieutenant Commander of the Tennessee Division is our guest tonight, Mr. Richard Garcia, and also the second Lieutenant Commander of the Tennessee Division, Mr. Sean Hill. So we're glad to have both of you gentlemen with us and all those that are watching this evening on our many different platforms tonight, of course, on our Tennessee Tuesday social media outlets, as well as on SCV Chat social media outlets, and of course, also the Tennessee Division official Facebook page as well tonight. You can find us there. So many folks listening across the Confederation, across the South, and across the country watching this video podcast tonight. We're thankful that you're here with us. I serve as your Tennessee Division Commander, and Jason Boshears, who is past Commander-in-Chief of the SCV, now the current Tennessee Division Adjutant. He went from a hard-working job to also a hard-working job. We appreciate his work in the division as well. And again, Jason, this has been fun putting this together. You know, this is something we've all talked about for a while, and when the opportunity opened up, we were talking, and let's put this together for Tennessee and talk about what great things have happened in our state.
Yeah, and I thought this was kind of great timing, you know, because George Connor Bond popped in here. Go back 5 years, I was just elected Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Jacksonville, Florida, 2020 National Reunion. George Connor Bond, Harrison Dawes come to me about this idea that ended up becoming SCV Chat. And since then, it has grown to this. And this was just a perfect opportunity. When, you know, there was another show that was on Tuesday night, and that was Look Around Florida. And Look Around Florida had been on for a number of years on Tuesday night. And for reasons, I believe, having to deal with work, he had to move until Wednesday. And I think it worked out better for him all the way around for the audience and for everything else. And I contacted him and asked if it would be all right. And I'm talking about Sean McFall, the Florida man. I contacted him and I said, hey, are you going back to Tuesday night? And he said, no, they're going to stay on Wednesday. I approached John about this, and John was on this right away. Hey, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
But I wanted things to be clear from Sean's point of view, because I didn't want to take Tuesday night with him planning on coming back. And just the name Tennessee Tuesday just seemed to fit, you know. So, and John was all for this. And then we approached Connor Bond. And I said, Connor, you know, this is what we're going to do. And Connor Bond and Harrison, they were, hey, look, why don't you fall in under SCV chat and get started and see if you want to go ahead and stay with it. And I think this is episode 12. Is that correct?
I believe we're at 13 now.
13, episode 13. I think we're probably going to stick with it, don't you?
I think we're doing good. I've enjoyed it. A lot of fun. We've learned a lot of stuff, had some great guests. Again, these shows, Jason, are the best when it's not just me and you talking, but we have guests like Rich and Sean tonight. And so much information they bring to the table, and wisdom and knowledge of not just our organization, but of the history of the South, and which we talk about the SCV, which is our main purpose we're promoting, but we're also talking a lot of history. And there's a lot of historical events coming up around the area that we want folks to be a part of. And one of these coming up, Jason, and I want you to mention on this one, and guys, y'all can jump in because you're involved with the Sam Davis Home as well. This is coming up, the History After Dark.
Oh, yes. This is just one of those things, history, and I've talked about it before. Christmas time, if you talk during the antebellum period and before, Christmas was celebrated very differently than the way it is now. So if you were interested in how things were done, you know, it wasn't anything to have fireworks. It wasn't anything to have seances. It wasn't anything to fire guns. It was just a reason for celebration. Some of it believed it was to scare away the ghost and bring in the new year. There were all of these reasons for where they did all of this, and it was celebrated very much different than what it is now. So you can go to the Sam Davis home and get a feeling of what that is.
Yeah, great.
And George Connor Bond seems to be okay with this as well.
That's good. As long as he's happy, he's the boss. Him and Moose are the boss. If they want us around, we're happy to work for these guys and work with them. Great folks. And again, want to comment, the last couple of weeks, we've heard a lot from Connor and, of course, from Harrison, and bringing in a spiritual side as well. And again, I appreciate them doing that. And the Bible studies they're doing means a lot, gentlemen. And I thank you for bringing that in. That's very important in the time we live now. I believe we're living, gentlemen, in the last days. And I appreciate them bringing the scripture forth here on their programs that they're bringing in. Means so much. Thank you, gentlemen. I know that that's appreciated. Some other events coming up, Jason, of course. We mentioned the Sam Davis home. We'll talk about membership before we leave talking about Sam Davis. If you'd like to become a member of that organization, it helps keep that home alive. If you know anything about an old house and a museum home, it takes a lot of money to upkeep those, and this membership will help towards that.
Yes, sir. And please consider it. And there's different levels, as you can see, from the Stewart Creek Society all the way up to the Sam Davis Society. And you have different levels. You have different perks with each of those levels. But that is money that comes in to the site that does help. You know, when we are owned by the state. The Sam Davis home is owned by the state of Tennessee, but they don't get any money from the state of Tennessee. It comes from donors. It comes from the city of Smyrna. So you reaching out and becoming a member, it does help. Helps too, because we just recently got grants to do windows, and we're getting grants to, for the fire suppression system. So we've had that in the past. And then we have to do repairs on the fire suppression system, so it's one of those things that takes quite a bit of money for it to work, for an old home to run. And you're looking at a home that is 200 years old. And we recently brought in, and it went back through the many different layers of paint on the outside. And the house has been numerous colors, from a pinkish color to a grayish color to a charcoal gray. The home has been different colors throughout its entire time. And it just, just keeping the shutters and the gutters, and keeping the house clean is enough work. But so if you, and the story of Sam, I've told it numerous times, and several of y'all have heard me say it. It is the reason why the home is still there. If it had not, if Sam had not done what he did, that home would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
But the fact that Sam was, I mean, he was true a hero, 21 years old, making the stand that he did, because it was, the family turned it over to the state of Tennessee in 1925. So that was 100 years ago. And the state was thrilled to have it because it was Sam Davis. So, but it takes a lot to keep that house going. So consider it.
Yep, consider coming a member. Sean, let's let you jump in here a little bit. I want you to talk about some, and Rich can as well, the hero cards that we put together for the Tennessee division. It promotes our camps. It's and lets you guys kind of jump in. Sean, you want to kind of lead on that? I know you've been a part of it, kind of making that come together.
Well, Rich was the original person that came up with the idea of doing it, and then he brought it to the education committee of the DEC, which I was part of, and between Rich, myself, and Dr. Steve Murphy, we solicited submissions from the camps on a hero card that they wanted to do, either the camp namesake or a veteran that was important to them.
Yes.
And then it took a lot of editing, a lot of work by the three of us, with Timothy helping us behind the scenes to get him going. And now we have those cards as well.
And they've been very successful. And
we have been very successful.
And a great recruitment tool there too, Sean, that we've divided some of those out to the different camps of the sets we put together, and it made them. I've used them, I know, at our county fair here in Gibson County. It's a great thing that promotes who our camp namesake, Colonel Russell, is, and a little bit about our camp, and promotes the SCV, and just a great recruitment tool and kind of a keepsake as well.
Yeah, I'll probably bring a pack or two of those with me on Saturday to give out at Franklin.
Okay.
Because the kids enjoy them. It's something to get in their hands, and it's got the SCV information on it.
It makes a pretty good gift for a stocking stuffer. What, $20 for 50 cards, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the graphics are great, high grade card stock. They're really gorgeous. Do you have anything with you, John? Do you have any cards with you on hand to show on TV on the podcast?
I didn't have. I wish I should have downloaded one, but I don't. I wish I had one handy. Unless one of you guys have one handy.
I could probably go and find one real quick, but all I can say is
I'm gonna drop off
baseball cards.
Yes, they were done professionally. They were done cards.
If anybody out there that wants to make these cards, we have the template. We have everything you need to do this. We have the printer set up. Just give us a holler, and there's one right there. And we will get you set up for your camp or for your division.
We do offer consulting services for that.
Yes, and I brought up at a time when baseball cards were a big deal. Okay. Mm-hmm. In the 60s and 70s, baseball cards were a big deal, especially because you got them in bubble gum, and that was a huge deal to go to the 5 and dime store and to get a pack of bubble gum and have a baseball card in it, so these things, they harken back to that. Mm-hmm. And they actually very much harken back to the 1970s style of the baseball cards. Yes. And I tell you, they're really good. They're good quality, good print, and there's really good information on those cards. On the back of them, you turn them over, and it tells you who you're talking about. And, like Rich has said and like Sean has said, use these for recruitments. Give them to kids. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, Daddy's going to take it, because especially if Daddy or Granddaddy are our age, they're going to see that card. Now, you're going to give it to the kid, but by the time they get to the truck, Granddaddy's got it. Okay, but that's just because that we all grew up with those. And it's something that I encourage to do because it is an attention getter. And sometimes all you're looking is to make somebody notice something.
Yeah.
And they see that, they notice it, they take it home. It doesn't take up much room. They can put it in a pocket on their shirt. You know, they're not carrying around a big bag, just put it in the pocket on their shirt, and they get home and look at it. And, you know, maybe that's something they'll come back to that night, the next day. You know, maybe they'll get home and take a look at it and start Googling Colonel Russell.
Yeah.
These cards are good because a lot of the camps across the Confederation are named after privates, unknown soldiers, and these cards immortalizes them. I mean,
Yes.
Our cards are all different, and there's some guys' names in there I never even heard of, you know, and it's good. It's good local history. I mean, you got guys that you never even thought would be on a card or even the ancestor. You know, I think that's your camp card, isn't it, John?
It is. It is ours.
So it's really good graphics. The front has the SCV logo, Tennessee division. Anybody could get this template. You could replace Tennessee and put your division up there and put one of your boys in the back. You know, at the very bottom, it's a bio. At the very bottom, it'll give your camp number ID. But also, too, is you can set it up any way you want in the back. That's just the way we decided to do our style. But they're really good cards. One of the most popular ones are Forest. I think we have 3 Forest cards, don't we?
I think that's right.
We have 3 Forest cards, and I think 2 Morgans, and the rest are just regular guys. And we have a rooster and a horse. Forest, the war horse, and your camp card, Sean, right? Jake, the rooster?
Yes, Jake
Donaldson.
Yeah, which would be an interesting topic for a show one day if y'all want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a question there, Jason. I see you popped up here for us. Sam Davis membership, should they wait till January to send it in or do it now?
Well, I tell you, I would go ahead and send it in. I'd go ahead and wait a few weeks and then send it in. Because right now, if they were to get one to come in right now, it wouldn't start till January anyway. Right. So you're okay by going ahead and doing it. But if you wanted to wait, you could wait. But if you're just sitting there with your checkbook handy, if you send it now, they wouldn't get it for 3 or 4 days, and they're not going to count it until next year.
And Jason, you can also do that and join on the website, which is samdavishome.org. You can also pay online there as well. So if you want to join as a member of the Sam Davis Home, you can do that on the website, samdavishome.org.
And follow the Facebook page because we have events there all throughout the year. We have a car show. We have ghost tours. We have after hours tours. We have children's tours,
farm tours
all throughout the year.
Yeah, it's a working farm, so it's really good.
Yep.
Gentlemen, let's talk about a couple of other events coming up. One of these is the Bradford Rose Camp having their Christmas party with the Sam Davis UDC. That's coming up here on December the 13th. There you'll see they'll have that wreath ceremony there at noon. Then food will follow. And, of course, that will be at the General Longstreet Museum, which we talked with Mike Beck last week about the Longstreet Museum. So that's coming up in the very near future on the 13th. Also, the 161st anniversary of the Battle of Kingsport. Rich, I believe you're going to be there bringing greetings on behalf of the division.
And
we're going to be there, and then from there, since we got to go by Morristown, we're going to stop by there and have Christmas party with them.
Well, that'll be a good time there. That's coming up.
Yeah,
again, great work Commander Hill and others do to put that event on in Kingsport. And let's go ahead and talk about our Tennessee Division reunion, gentlemen. That will be here before we know it, April the 17th and 18th in Morristown. And we've talked with Commander Beck last week and about all the work him and Jordy and Josh Cameron and many others are putting together to make this a nice event. And if you haven't registered yet, need to go ahead and do that. Get those in. That helps them be able to plan ahead to know how many people are coming, how many they need to plan for. And also, I believe we have a slide here, Jason. I believe you put up last week. And if I can locate it here, we've got the details about the hotel there, the Candlewood Suites. And I know last week, both of us got our room reserved. And there's, I believe, 40 rooms, Mike told us, that are available in the host hotel. So if you haven't reserved your room yet, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. And they've got a great rate there for us. It'll be a very nice venue. And we've got a photograph, I believe, of the hotel there. And there it is, kind of what it looks like, a pretty new modern hotel. So that's going to be a nice place. And then, of course, we'll have some activities there nearby at an event center. And then we'll be also going over, which is about 22, 23 minutes down the road, to the Longstreet Museum to have a monument dedication. And let's see, Jason, I believe you've got some photographs up here for that as well. And there's one of those.
Yeah.
You can see they've got the base set at the Longstreet Museum. If you follow them on Facebook, you've seen some of these pictures. But for those that haven't, here's them setting that base at the museum for the monument they're going to erect at the division reunion. We'll dedicate that. And I see they all signed the base there. So one day, if it has to be disassembled to be repaired or anything like that, those names will be forever signed. And you can get an idea of how large that base is. And, of course, that monument's going to be way up there, gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Then, of course, you can see the home there in the background. So great work Jordy and the camp is doing up there to erect that monument. He's been working on that for several years and got it all together, and we're glad the division's been able to be a part of that as well. So lots of things coming up, gentlemen, around the area for folks to be a part of. If they want to participate in SCV events, we've got them for them.
Yes, and I'll go ahead and answer Charles LeRae. Yes, that registration fee, because Mike told us last week that he wanted everything to be all inclusive. He didn't want to say, okay, you pay for this, but if you want this and you want this, he wanted everything to be all inclusive. So
every person that attends pays that $65 each. Each person pays $65.
Yes.
Whether you're able to attend all the events or one or two, it's $65 for the weekend. Plus, of course, your hotel, whether you stay at the host hotel or another one. So lots of folks going to be coming in. It'll be a busy time. It's an election year, gentlemen, for the Tennessee division. We'll kind of briefly talk about that before we wrap up tonight. We'll have some shows probably in January and February. We'll reach out to the different ones and start from division commander on down for those that would like to come on briefly and talk about their platform that are seeking an office in the division, whether a brigade commander, first, second lieutenant commander, or division commander. We'll have those guests on, those candidates that will be seeking those positions. I hope to be able to serve as your division commander for another term in April. If you'd be so kind to elect me again, love to serve our division. And gentlemen, I'll let y'all give you a little plug there. I think both of you guys are planning on continuing if the membership sees fit.
Yes, I'm all on board to the end.
Yeah, me too. Until probably dirt. But, I mean.
We have a good running joke between us. Me and Sean have talked at our national reunion, guys, in Texas. We were sitting around talking, and Sean just kind of slipped in. He said, well, if John serves 2 terms and Rich does 2 terms possibly, Sean, am I ever going to get there?
I'll be in my 60s.
You'll still be a young man. You'll still
be
younger
than me.
That's true, but I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay as long as I can make it out to my truck. I'll be going somewhere.
Well, again, I believe we've got good gentlemen. It's an honor to serve with all of you guys, and I believe we've got good, dedicated folks, from the folks that are elected in offices to just the average camp member, if that's what you are, and honoring your ancestors. Know that your membership is appreciated. Know that your division command staff cares, that we're here to listen. We want the best for this organization. I've said since I've been elected division commander, it's not about me, but it's about honoring our ancestors. If it changes from that, then what are we doing? We're about honoring our Confederate ancestors and telling their history and their story. That's what we exist for. And from the different activities, gentlemen, we've talked about for recruiting. When we say we're recruiting for us to join together as a band of brothers, we're also recruiting so we can continue to tell our ancestor stories. And we know it takes finances to do that. It takes efforts such as recruitment booths, passing out cards, whatever that may be. That is telling our ancestor story.
And I realize recruitment's difficult, but gentlemen, at some point in time, we're all going to cross the river and rest in the shade of the trees. And somebody's going to have to replace all 4 of us. Derek Glover, very kind words. Okay. And, but as somebody's got to replace us. And by the way, Derek, somebody's got to replace you. So a lot of times when you do this, you are finding your replacement, so you're going out recruiting, finding your replacement, because somebody has to replace us. We're not all going to be in this. I've been in this long enough that men that were huge encouragements to me, they're just not here anymore. They've gone on. And I miss that guidance. I miss those conversations. And, so as you get older, it becomes even more aware. And I'm thankful for the three of you. And I'm thankful for the three of you and what you are doing and how you feel about this and how you want to continue doing it. Because I did my time at National. I enjoyed it. I loved it. But I love Tennessee, brother. I want to come home and take care of Tennessee, because I want to, there's things that I missed this past weekend that I had national stuff I had to do that I wish that I could have been at the Tennessee stuff. Cham Ferguson looked like that was a wonderful deal, and I'm going to regret that I missed that. I already have remorse by the fact I wasn't there. And to not be in the Franklin Death March that hurts, because you know what that means. So to work with the three of y'all and everybody else in the division it's humbling, because we do have some very good men in these camps. And I talked to camp commanders and camp adjutants and men who are considering moving into those positions. And I tell you, they're very good men out there.
Absolutely. Well said, Jason. Again, Rich and Sean, thank y'all for being with us tonight. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock, probably about time to wrap it up. We thank all those that have been watching with us, all the comments tonight. We couldn't do this without you being here to support us. If not, we'd be talking to each other. Again, we thank you for our viewership on all the different platforms. Again, thanks to our Patreon sponsors, scvchat.com. You can go there to learn how to become a sponsor and help continue these programs that you hear on SCV Chat, as well as there's different levels. So make sure you check those out. And as you see at the bottom of the screen now, there's some of those Patreon sponsors that are supporting us, and we appreciate each and every one of them, the different levels that they are at. And of course, Dr. Chris Cummings as well, one of our sponsors here too. We appreciate him and all those that have given of their time, and also those that just share our videos. If you want this to grow even more, you can share this, you can tag folks in this, and it will continue to grow. And we want to reach more and more that we can to continue to grow our organization and tell our ancestors' story. Again, Steve, thank you for being here with us this evening. Again, he's right. You can't be everywhere, but somewhere. But you do what we can, whether it's placing a flag on a pole, whether you're in the Franklin Death March, or whether you're honoring your ancestor by putting flowers on their grave, whatever that may be. Just do what you can. And again, that's important. Again, there's Mr. LeRae telling us a great show. Good night. Hug your loved ones tight. That's important. We never know when somebody could be gone. Any of us could be gone tomorrow. We've all experienced that. So keep people, let them know you love them, let them know you care about them.
I think the words are like a thief in the night.
Exactly right. Well, gentlemen, let's wrap this show up tonight. Thank you all for being with us. We'll hope you'll come back anytime you want to be on and share things with the division, and you guys are doing. I appreciate each one of you. And I do hope you have yourself a great rest of this evening. We'll be back with you next week on the 9th. We'll have another Tennessee Tuesday. Again, thank you for watching. Have yourself a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Good night.